Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the barn out here at St. Bernard Acres. How y'all are? It's still a hot one, but we can hang out here in the barn for a little while. I wanted to do a semi-quick video here, if it's possible for me to do, talking about buying land. Because I think that's the number one question my channel gets asked by people. How'd you buy your land? Where'd you buy your land? What'd you do? What'd you blah, blah, blah. Everything about the land. Because everybody wants to buy the land. Everybody wants to move out in the country. Everybody wants to live for free, live off grid, don't pay any bills. Drop that illusion right now. And forget a lot of these channels that tell you how glamorous this life is and how wonderful it is to be free and not have any bills. That is a lie. You are going to have bills like you wouldn't believe when you live out here. And expenses like you wouldn't believe when you live out here. Trust me on this. This video is going to give you a few things to think about, a few things you need to check, research, and learn about before you make that purchase. The 10 acres I bought came with this barn. There's no electric, no water, no sewage, nothing. It was overgrown brush that I could barely walk to this barn. That was it. Right? So now, I not only bought this land, I have a city now I have to build. Which is what you're going to have to think about. If you go out and buy raw land like this, right? It's the cheapest route to go, and it's, you know, you can do it all yourself. So they say. I bought mine too late in life. I was 56 years old when I bought this. I still had a full-time job that I worked overtime. Gail has a full-time job that had to work overtime. We live in Wheeling, West Virginia. We have a house there that has to be maintained, and bills have to be paid there. Taxes have to be paid there. So this is not, you know, something that's going to happen overnight unless you have a lot of money. Period. I want to tell you about some things that might trip you up when you're trying to buy some land. If you want to buy raw, unimproved land to do it yourself. That's the cheapest land you can buy. But there's a reason for it. You know, you have to build the water plant. You have to build the sewage plant. You have to build the power plant. And I'm talking if you want to go with solar, if you want to run electric to the property. However you want to get your power, right? Your septic system you have to have. Every county in every state has a health department that you have to have some form of sewage treatment system. Those three things you have to do. A water treatment plant, a sewage treatment plant, and a power plant. You got to have all those three. You're not getting them when you buy the raw land, so you got to build those. You're looking at tens of thousands of dollars. If you want to have electric run down the road and brought to your property, tens of thousands of dollars. If you want to build a solar system and battery bank that will do how you want to live. I mean, you know, if you want to live like 1930s Appalachia with no power, no water, you know, if that's the way you want to live, then this is not a video for you. You know, that's not the way I wanted to live. I don't want to go to the creek to wash my clothes, you know. And a system big enough, you know, I look at the kilowatt hours that I use at my house in Wheeling. If I want to maintain that kind of a lifestyle, I'm looking at an $80,000 investment out here, right? And then during that lifetime of those panels, batteries are going to go bad, inverters go bad, charge controllers go bad, wires go bad. I mean, it's not, going off grid is not free, trust me. But here's some things you need to check out before you buy it. So I'll be referring to my phone a lot because it's where all my notes are. Mineral rights and easements. Before you ever close on the property, look that up, Google that, and see, and make sure that that's what you have to have easement to your property. If you are landlocked, you have to make sure you have an easement that you can build a road or a driveway on to get to your property that you bought. We all know somebody that bought property in the middle of property that somebody else owns. Well, he had to put in a mile-long road that the landowner and his neighbors get to take advantage of, but he has to maintain the road to get to his acreage. Right? Look into that kind of stuff. Learn what easements are. You know, I had to run my electric all the way across Bobby's property. We had to put a 4-foot trench all the way down to run the cable underground. Right? If I didn't have that easement on Bobby's property, I wouldn't be able to get power here. But that easement was there, so I could take advantage of that. He wasn't allowed to stop me from, getting my electric. If you don't have those easements, that can't happen. And check to see who has easements on your property, because there's going to be some that you might not know about. So look into that before you buy it. Bobby's property has these high voltage power lines that run the whole length of his property, right? He has to give the electric company a key to his gate so that they can come in onto his property for maintenance and repair of those electric lines 24/7. So that you look into things like that if that bothers you. Can you get a septic permit? What kind of septic are you allowed to use in that county? Research that before you buy it. Now, I had talked about this before, and one of my subscribers mentioned something that I had never thought of and I thought was a brilliant idea. He found a piece of property. He wanted to buy it, but he needed to make sure that it would pass a perk test, right? Don't buy it unless you know it's going to pass the perk test and you can put a septic there. So the deal he made with the seller was, you pay for the perk test. If it passes, I will buy the property and I will pay for the perk test. If it doesn't pass the perk test, I'm not going to buy the property. And I'm not going to pay for the perk test. My soil scientist cost $600 to come out and do basically a perk test. A well. Can you get a well on your property? Will it support a well? Look around the area. Find other people. There's a well on Bobby's property that was put in 1996, long before either one of us bought property out here. But we could go to the city, get the paperwork on that well, and learn everything about it. What kind of zoning is this property? Can you build residential on it? Check the zoning laws in that area before you buy the property. Are you in a flood zone? If it's flooded there once, it's going to flood again. Find out if you're in a flood zone. It's going to affect your insurance as well. Walk the property. Walk the whole property. Because you don't want to be surprised later on to find something on that property that you didn't expect. I went and looked at property near Gallipolis, Ohio. And, that was coal country down there. And it was 8 or 10 acres. It was really cool. Good price. But walking the property, and it wasn't disclosed in any of the paperwork, back in the corner of the property was a gob pile. The hell's a gob pile? There was a coal mine there. And the gob pile is where they pile all the residual waste from the coal mine. All the bad stuff, just get put in a giant pile. The problem with those are God piles will spontaneously combust. I do not want to buy a piece of property that there's something on it that may catch fire one night when nobody expects it. So walk the property. Make sure of what you're buying. Get a survey done. Find your markers. If a survey was done prior to you purchasing it, find those markers so you're not surprised later when somebody comes over and says, oh, by the way, you got a chunk of my property here that you've claimed is yours. Here's our survey, or here's the pins. I've seen people get busted by that. Or you may find out that somebody else has encroached upon your property that you didn't realize was yours. Get a survey done if one wasn't done. Find your pin markers and know your borders. The road to get there. Who maintains the road? Out here, it's all gravel roads to the different properties and houses out here. Right? Who maintains that? I'm fortunate the county the township takes care of everything. They grade it, they fill in potholes, they scrape it when the snow flies, so we don't have to. The part I have to take care of, and you're going to have to take care of, you're going to have to clear a path and put in a driveway. Talk to neighbors. Before I closed on this, I met 2 or 3 of the neighbors. I'd come out here, I'd look at the place, I'd see Tim down at the bottom, I'd stop, talk to him, tell him I'm looking at this place up here, see what he thinks about it. I learned a lot by talking to the neighbors. And fortunately, we have become friends since then. We get together, once a month and at somebody's house and grill out and, we talk about things that is coming in this, our bug out plans, our survival plans. We're back to, I'm moving out in the country to this raw land I bought. I'm going to live out there for free. You ain't doing it. You're going to pay taxes. You're going to pay insurance. If you got to finance it, you're going to pay finance charges. Absolutely nothing free. So think about these things before you jump and buy your property. But buy your property. But yeah, that's about it.